Hey, good morning. It's a great day here in Central Oregon. Nice crisp fall day. I wanted to give you a quick walk around of 315 Whiskey Pop. Currently up for sale. Check out lancairtalk.com for details, or you can PM me or message me. I'll put a link to that in the video. So right now, master's on. I've got the fuel pump disengaged. It just makes a lot of noise. And so master's on. This is an all-electric airplane, so it's got the EFII dual ignition system. Very reliable, great starts, hot or cold. And there's another video on YouTube of a start sequence. It's pretty simple. Thought I'd just walk you around the aircraft. Right now, what I would do on a pre-flight, this is not going to be an extensive free flight, but just kind of show you some of the different things and considerations. I turn pitot heat on, landing lights, nav lights, strobe, and we can check and make sure all that's functional. Walk around. The other thing you should do also is kick on the speed brakes here, make sure they're working from a pre-flight perspective. We've got our nav strobes integrated, working there. Walking around to the other side of the aircraft. This airplane was, we took it to Reno last year. It was the last race in Reno. It qualified at 285 miles an hour. It's a strictly stock airplane, so there was no real modifications done to it other than tape up some of the seams. And we actually placed second in the bronze category. All stock airplane, so no real modifications done to the engine. Just came out of a conditional inspection over at Flight Metrics. They do a great job. You can see all the lights are working, and we can go ahead and do a quick, and that's getting nice and warm pitot tube. So that's all functional, working great. So we can turn all these off. Speed brake should drop, which they do. So all that's looking good. So just kind of walking around the airplane. Got your static ports here. They're pretty tiny. Got to make sure that they're unclogged. No issues with the window. This does not have the removable window. You'll see some of them have an access panel here. And then I'll show a quick shot of the inside. Got the paperwork, registration, operator manuals, the GTN manuals, all the required paperwork for flight. You've got your Bose and headset on each side, pilot side, co-pilot side. This is your canopy lever. Pretty critical to make sure that is down and locked prior to takeoff. That's kind of it for the inside. Make sure your fire extinguisher, make sure that's charged. And just walking through the aircraft here. Here's your data plate. The aircraft was built, it was a pro build. Randy, I'm the second owner. Randy had this built with factory assist in Uvalde by the factory, and the quality really shows. Some of the other considerations, making sure that all your fasteners are where they need to be, and cotter pins, especially in the rudder assembly, all that looks good. These numbers come off like it's vinyl taped. I just left them on for now. And you can see that this is some of the speed stuff. You put these little Velcro in there and you get, basically you're getting micro knots increase in speed. All looks good on the appendage. Antennas look good. Tires are good. We just had brand new tires put on it last year. So they look good for wear. New brake pads. It's got the Behringer brake setup. And undercarriage. I just had the plane detailed last week. It's only had a few hours since the condition. The other critical item for these airplanes are these little C-clips, making sure they're in and locked. That's a bad day if the flap starts to do something unusual. You can see this wing is, it's a very easy airplane to fly, but because of this wing and high wing loading, you've got to keep your speeds up. And you'll see all the forums and people talk about Lancairs, how fast and slippery they are. It took me about 10 hours of transitioning into this airplane. Didn't have a whole ton of, turbine time or jet time or anything. I'm not an ex-fighter pilot, just a commercial pilot. I'm actually a CFI, double I, but most of that was done with Cessnas and Piper products. I've owned a Malibu, Saratoga, so I'm used to high performance flying from that perspective, but this is a different league in itself. Again, you got to have training, and I think for the average pilot, 10 to 15 hours with an instructor, and you'll be good to go. Again, just keep the plane above 120 at all times except when you're landing. Stall speed is, I think we stalled it at around 68, 69, fully configured. It's got a dual alternator setup. There's the primary alternator here. It's got a battery tender hook up there. Check the oil. It's got a stock, like I said, Continental 550. It's putting out about 310 horsepower. Check your oil here. And it doesn't really burn a lot of oil. Keep about 6 on the stick, 6 quarts. That gets a total of 8 in the engine, I believe, with the filter and sump. When you change it, it goes to 8. Making sure the tire pressures are good. Again, with the Behringer wheel setup, we run different tire pressures, so you kind of ignore the 30 to 35. We run 50 in the front, and then 60 in the mains. Get a shot of landing gear, pitot tube. Leading edge is nice. So that's kind of a walk around. Airplane's been hangared. I'll keep it here in Oregon in my hangar. The main reason why I'm selling it is the wife can't understand why I need 2 airplanes. I just took delivery of the Carbon Cub. Got about 70 hours on it. So I think for the type of flying I want to do here on an ongoing basis, will be more backcountry stuff. This is a great cross-country airplane. Again, if you have any questions, that's just kind of a quick walk around. Any questions, give me a ring. Enjoy the rest of your day and fly safe.